Welcome to this week's Brittany's Bites. We are very close to Christmas. That means many of you are running around, rushing around, doing that last minute shopping. You probably don't have time to think about much when it comes to recipes other than maybe the Christmas meal. But if you have some family coming over, some gatherings or holiday parties, I have two simple recipes for you that actually overlap in ingredients. So that saves you in the pocketbook as well, right? So we're gonna do one savory, one sweet. We're gonna make little cheese Christmas trees. You've seen these probably all over social media, and then also some chocolate bark. And the key ingredient here, we're gonna use cranberries and pistachios in both recipes. So let's get started with the sweet recipe because again, I forgot to mention, one of the most fabulous things about these two recipes, no cooking required, no baking, no nothing. They come together very quickly and easily. That's why I thought these would be good to share with you. Okay, so let's start with the chocolate bark first because that is the sweet one and that's gonna at least go in the fridge for a little bit to harden up. So it just starts out with a bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips. I guess you could probably use milk chocolate or whatever other chocolate you like as well, dark chocolate, but woo, I got the mini ones. I forgot I did that. That'll actually help with the melting. All right, so you could use a double boiler if you have one and you like, or you can make one, with the water on the bottom and a pan on top, but you can also do it in the microwave, very carefully. You do not want to scorch the chocolate. So really you should only do it on about 30-second intervals, stir and keep going until it's melted. So I'm gonna do that behind me and then come back and we'll move on to the next step. The chocolate is all nice and melted, and before it starts to harden up much, I wanna put in the ingredients we're gonna add. And of course we're thinking Christmas colors, right? So we're gonna do some red cranberries, dried cranberries, like in a little container like this, or sometimes they come in bags, and also some green pistachios, which I love, by the way. And also, forgot to mention, as far as the chocolate melting goes, I'm gonna have white added in too, because you like red, green, and white together. So I got some of these vanilla candy coating melting wafers and just melted a handful of those because I'm gonna drizzle this on top. So let's get things added. Of course, here I am again with measurements that aren't exact, but I'm just gonna eyeball it. And also you could chop these up if you want, but I like a whole big crunch of them. So you could chop them if you wanted, but I'm probably gonna put in about 3/4 of a cup because I also want to press some on top so that you can see them and you kind of know what you're eating. Now, as far as the cranberries go, I want to sort of make sure that I break them up. They can get kind of stuck together. And I want to make sure that they separate in here. So I'm going to do that. Add. I can see the chocolate starting to harden up on me, so I want to hurry. And I think I'm gonna like a little bit more pistachios to cranberries when it comes to the ratio, but you do whatever suits you, especially because you're gonna have the sweetness of the chocolate, both this chocolate and the vanilla, to add to it as well. So I like that little pop of saltiness with the pistachios. All right, I'm gonna stir this up, coming together very nicely. And then you might see in front of me here, I have this, whoa, that's very loud. I have this cookie sheet that I just put some wax paper on, and that is going to be where I'm going to sort of spread this out, and then we're gonna pop it in the fridge. So I think that's good as far as the ingredients go. They're pretty mixed up in the chocolate. So I'm gonna move this over in front of me and see if I can put this on here and not make a huge mess. And you want to kind of spread it out. You're going to break this up or cut this up later. So you want kind of a thin layer. We'll see. I'm going to get it all out of the bowl first. There we go. No chocolate left behind here. No way. Great. Okay, that will do it. Set this over here for now. And then I'm just gonna spread it out. Oh, I meant to do one thing with the wax paper. See how it's coming up? If you do a little wet dab in each corner, it will stick and it won't come up on you like this. Or you can, I think, spray some nonstick cooking spray, anything to sort of make it stick to the cookie sheet. But it's working out just fine. By the way, you can also use parchment paper. The reason that it's okay to use wax paper in this case is because, again, we are not baking it. Not to call her out, but my sister learned the hard way that wax paper does not go into the oven. It melts, There's that coating, not good. It is not for baking. It is for doing things like setting out cookies to cool or making this bark that I'm making. So if you're gonna put something in the oven, just a little tip, use the parchment paper. But again, you can also use parchment paper here. Okay, it's not perfect, but it looks pretty good. And I think I have it to the thinness I want. So the next thing I'm gonna do is drizzle on this white vanilla flavored candy coating. Just gonna go like this, try to make it sort of pretty. Little design, little swirls. You can also take a knife and swirl it through once you sort of put on some glops and put on as much as you like. I definitely wanna, again, see the white because I love having the white, red, and green coming all together. Okay, so I think I'm gonna put on quite a lot. Great. All right, one more drizzle. That looks good. All right, now going back to the ingredients that we wanna see stand out. So I'm just gonna take some cranberries and go like this, here and there on the top, and press them in a little bit. Fantastic. And now, same thing with the pistachios. Just a couple here and there. I love when you get the bright green ones. Perfect. That looks pretty good to me. I actually might put on just a couple more cranberries on top there. And then this will pop into the fridge. Basically, all you need to do is put it in the fridge long enough for it to harden up. And then you can either break it apart or take a knife and cut it apart, which we will do. But the reason I'm making this first is because, again, I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the fridge and let it sit in there for a little bit, and then we can make our little cheese Christmas trees. So I'm gonna pop this in the fridge, and then we'll move on to our savory recipe. Now it is time to move on to our savory recipe, and we are making little cheese Christmas trees. You've probably seen this on social media. Now, you could take a wheel of brie and cut it up into triangles or little Christmas trees, or hey, it's so nice when someone else does the work for you, right? These are already broken up into little pieces. Of course, they're little triangles. I'm gonna take one out of here, and you can make them look like Christmas trees. So we're gonna set these aside for now and make our ingredients that we're gonna dip it into. And again, we talked about overlapping those ingredients. The theme is red, green, and white. So of course we got the white cheese. Now we've got the dried cranberries for the red and also the pistachios for the green, and also some green herbs I'm gonna mix in as well. Now the dried cranberries were pretty large and it would basically take up the entire little triangle of cheese. So I diced them really, really finely, and we're gonna do that with the pistachios as well. So I'm gonna just put some out onto the cutting board here and take a second to chop these up pretty small. Okay, these are chopped pretty finely. I mean, frankly, I would like them a little more chopped, but we're gonna go with the flow here. All right, got that in, spilled half of it on the floor. We'll get that later. All right, so to that, all right, you can see you got your red and green already there. We're gonna add a little bit more green. So you could have fresh herbs, dried herbs, and also these, I think they're freeze-dried herbs. I saw these and I thought I'd grab them. It's just an Italian seasoning blend, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of that in, not too much. And then I got one of those little packages. I think, yes, it's the poultry blend where you've got sort of a combination of different herbs that are fresh herbs. So I think I'm just gonna take a little bit of the rosemary out of here and a little bit of the thyme and just use those. All right, woo. I'm just gonna take a little bit of the thyme off. I think I'm doing it the opposite way I'm supposed to. There we go. A little bit of that, and then also the rosemary. I'm gonna take a second to chop this very finely as well, and then we'll be ready to dip. Okay, now that I have made an herby mess everywhere, I'm gonna put this in as well. And then we're gonna dip our little cute Christmas trees. All right, I'm gonna put this off to the side for now. Then kind of mix this up. Man, it smells fantastic, by the way. And I love those colors coming together. Now we're gonna take, I think I already got one started in here. All right, we're gonna take one of these and unwrap it. Try to do it gently so I'm not messing up the triangle shape or our Christmas tree in this case. And you might see I have some of these pretzels beside me. I'm gonna stick this right here for a second. You guys just have a little stick pretzel, and you could use, the whole thing if you like a lot of pretzel, or you could cut it in half. I'm gonna see if this will go in just fine. There we go. Stick that in, and there you have your little Christmas tree. Then we're just gonna make sure that we press it in. Now you can just do the one side if you like, but I'm just gonna go ahead and go all in. There we go. And how cute is that? So you can just do that with all, I think, 8 of them that are in there, get another one, and there you have your cute little Christmas trees. Now, how quickly did that come together? And then you've got an appetizer that everyone, I think, will love, as long as they eat cheese. All right, I'm gonna keep doing these, and then we're gonna grab the bark out of the fridge and bring everything together. Okay, I have the last little tree ready to go. Look how cute they are. Love them. They were getting a little soft. It is soft cheese, so I'm gonna put these back in the fridge and also check on the bark, and then we'll bring everything together to finish it off. We are almost finished up with our holiday treats. As you can see, I have my cute little cheese Christmas trees right here. They turned out so great. I wanted to let you know that if you want to jazz them up just a bit more, you could do a little drizzle of honey or a drizzle of hot honey on top, but I'm gonna leave mine as they are for now. Then let's move on to the chocolate bark we made earlier, and it's been in the fridge. I think it's hard enough now, so you could just break it up with your hands, but I'm gonna try to chop it up a little bit with my knife. And basically, you choose if you want huge pieces or small pieces. I'm gonna do them maybe around the size of my little Christmas trees. So I'm just gonna, it's definitely hard enough. Go like this. Great. Okay, let's see how one of these guys looks. Perfect. How cute are these? And you can break them apart like that. We've got our little chocolate bark. I'm gonna start putting them over here so that I can add them to my little serving dish. So I've got a little savory, a little salty, and a little sweet, and you can bring it all together with that theme of red, green, and white for the holiday. I hope you give these a try. They're simple and again, require no cooking or baking. If you would like the full recipe, you can go online right now to WBIR.com.